Right at the 30-minute mark, which is typically where I trim my videos, so that's very convenient. Oh, this is what we need the wrench for. We need the wrench for this fucking door, do we? Okay. Never mind, I thought we were going to be going through the alley and say hi to all the hobos. I guess not, okay. So that begets the question, where do we go? Oh, it says letter and wrench on the map, that's very nice. Cool. Wait, are the letter and the wrench not on a porch like they are in the original game? Because I could have sworn the letter and the wrench were on a porch, and that's what I was looking for. Okay, I gotta turn the corner up here on the street to get where I'm going. Doesn't seem like there's any items that I missed either. Oh my god, the letter and the wrench were right here the whole fucking time? Man. I thought they were playing keep away from me. I thought they were playing friggin' hide and go seek. Look for Charlie's treasure, you know? Thought it was gonna be Treasure Island and shit. Guess not. More like Pleasure Island for James, really. What with the drinking and the irresponsibility and the fucking... James is a funny guy. That's all I gotta say about that. What does that say? Oh, I love groovy music. That's a very weird name for a store. That sounds like a self-proclamation. What about the people that don't like groovy music? They're probably not going to stop by your store. What if somebody was into R&B or soul or hip-hop or, like, metal? Are they going to come to your groovy store for some fucking groovy tunes? I don't think so. Right. What do we have in here? Oh no. I do not like the looks of this. It's gonna be more of the fucking... I forgot what these things are called. I know it's something like orange peel, but it's not orange peel. Oh, shit. Hey, they roar, do they? Good to know. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I have to dodge. I think I can just run through here. Yeah, okay. Sick, alright. I'll take it. I was noticing that dodging forward was kind of limiting my mobility a little bit. So I figured I would only dodge if I really had to. And that goes back into the apartment complexes, so that's barred off from us now. We can't really do anything with that. And this goes into Rosewater Park, presumably? So Silent Hill is kind of morphing its geography around to get James to go where he needs to go, which is another really cool thing about Silent Hill, is the kind of supernatural elements that it kind of provokes. Or evokes is the better word for that. Atmosphere here is really, really cool. I like it dark and spooky. I don't think I like it in modernization, though. I think I like it specifically in retro types of horror. It just hits different. Like, hold on. Welcome to Silent Hill, a quiet little lakeside resort town. We're happy to have you. There's no better place than here to let go of your busy schedules and finally enjoy a relaxing vacation. Rows of quaint, rustic houses mark a gorgeous mountain landscape, and as the dawn turns to dusk, the surface of Toluca Lake shines a whole range of dreamlike color. Silent Hill will move you and fill your heart with peace. We're more than certain your time here will be pleasant, and leave you with memories that will stay with you forever. So, like, there's all sorts of survival horror games that are indie that get released on Steam and stuff like that. Like, Them and Us is a really good one to name, just, you know, out of naming. That kind of touch on the quaint aspects of, like, the best horror elements of 2002 in that early horror era. Patrick Chester, son of Edward, he fought and died for the people, for liberty, and for all of our tomorrows. So it's like, I love it when games do that, where they have, like, this courtyard weird fountain shit or whatever, and you have to go, like, collect a key item, and then you have to, like, upraise the fountain, and then there's, like, a boss fight or a collectible under the fucking fountain that you have to get, or, like, you stop a waterfall, or you do a puzzle in the graveyard or whatever with some sort of headstones, and, like, a gate shifts open. It hits different than modernization of the same elements. It doesn't feel as authentic, if that makes sense. It's like if you were trying to erect or construct a platformer that was really beloved during your childhood and then remake it in a modern time. It's like, yeah, it's appreciable for a certain range of audience, but I feel like there's people that were at a certain age where they experienced this masterpiece, and now not tarnished or sullied, but like there's something that's detracted and pulled away from it, or has not done it justice or service, in a weird form of style. So, like, the nostalgia factor just isn't there. Like, it doesn't hit right. Oh, we just had to go through the park to the opposite side. Oh, no we didn't. Okay. So that's where we met Maria on the dock before, but it's not letting us go there now for some fucking reason or another. We've already been through the courtyard. So where do we go? What do we do? It said come to the park. It said go to the praying woman. Where's the praying woman at? Oh, there's another part to the park. Okay, I'm just stupid. Alright. Doesn't seem like there's any enemies here, which is convenient. Me and she. So this is the bench that we sat on with Maria before, when she was telling us the story about the lady in the water and the boat and the guy. And how she was driven away to live on an island, and he lost his way in the storm. Which again has plot significance and story significance, because of course it does. What doesn't have significance in Silent Hill? They should have called it Significance Hill instead of Silent Hill. Makes a lot more sense for a working title, that's for damn sure. Nothing over here? Really? God damn, dude. I know y'all are stingy fucking bums. Oh, Angela's over here. Angela's not nothing. Which is what I'm gonna keep telling her so she doesn't commit suicide and I'm not questioned by the police.
Are you feeling better?
This place is different from what I remember. I guess things never really stay the same, do they?
Yeah, I guess not.
I don't think she's here anymore, James.
Who?
My mama. She doesn't want to see me anymore.
Why would you think that? Anyway, I'm happy to see you.
Happy to see me?
Alive, I mean.
Oh. Yeah. I better get going.
You still don't want me to go with you? If we stick together, we might just make it out of here.
Out of where?
This town. Silent Hill.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, you didn't happen to see a little girl around here, did you?
A little girl?
Yeah, Angela? Are you all right? Angela?
No. Please. You shouldn't be here.
Angela, it's okay.
No, don't touch me!
So, Angela is perpetually stuck in an anxious state as a result of her past trauma, and she continues to experience it over and over, which is constantly deprecating her mental state, and is slowly but surely inching her closer and closer to suicide. She's looking for her mother, but her mother isn't here. She's looking to escape her restlessness and find solace from the past, but she's unable to do so because she keeps re-experiencing the grief and the trauma and the negative outcomes of what has happened to her. And we'll come to read into that more later, but Angela is probably my favorite character in the entire game. Like, she's very well depicted, her storyline is incredibly well thought through, as is the rest of this game narratively. And we'll come to dig into Angela's past a little bit later. My patient buried it here. I knew, but did nothing. It made me uneasy to have such a thing near. I wasn't looking for the truth. I was looking for tranquility. I also saw that thing. I fled, but the old society was sealed. No one dares to approach that place. Now, I offer you the key. If you still do not wish to stop, James, I pray to the Lord to have mercy on your eternal soul. Right, so now we have the key to the Historical Society, so that's what we come to the park for. And there is also a reason that James meets Angela at Rosewater Park, and that alludes to hopefulness or desire for a clear future or something after, and to not be drugged down by your interpersonal demons. So that's the reason that you encounter her here. And this was not an element that was in the original game. This was something added in the remake. But if you know the plotline of Silent Hill 2, it's actually fairly easy to read into, at least a little bit. And it doesn't seem like there's any more items here. Let's go see if we can use the garage jack on hand that I forgot to use previously when we were fucking around with Maria. I just gotta remember, this is Jackson. I don't think there's gonna be any items here, now that we've already been through here and everything's already taken care of. There has also been a tonal shift in the music, which is interesting given that James just encountered Angela, so that must mean that he's in a very emotionally vulnerable state, if I had to guess. So we have the gate to go through. I don't think any of these buildings are gonna have anything new, so I'm not really gonna bother checking any of them. It doesn't seem worthwhile. Let's see if I can't look at the map and heal myself accidentally because I pressed the wrong button like an idiot. Oh, it is the Baldwin Mansion. Holy shit. Ah, just like I thought. Okay, so it is the Baldwin Mansion. That makes sense. Not that Baldwin, you fuckers. Not that one. Octantis Fuels. Is that where I'm going? Yeah, I think it was on the way to the Historical Society, actually, where we had to use the garage jack, so that makes sense. Yeah, it was in here somewhere, wasn't it? Or was it not? Maybe this is walled off to us now, so maybe we can't get this either. Which is going to be really unfortunate. I've missed out on a lot of goodies just not going to places that I didn't expect to have to go to. Okay, there's no enemies hiding? Alright. Just making absolutely sure. I do not trust this game as far as I can throw it. Although it is all data on a disc, and I could probably throw it quite far. Yeah, see, this is all closed off to us now, so we can't get in there by any means, which is fucking unfortunate. That really sucks. We're gonna miss out on so many items, I bet, because of that. But we'll pull through. We'll be fine. We'll make it. I'm sure. Or can we still get in? No, we definitely still can't get in. This is barred off. Unless I have to go up a little bit more. Did I pass it already? I haven't passed it already. Okay, maybe I just didn't go far enough. Maybe I'm jumping ahead to conclusions or something. Okay, so this should be it right here. This is before the Bolorama. Okay, this is a door that we would normally be able to go in, it looks like, given James's reaction right there. Oh shit, you know what? Maybe we can still make it. Oh, hell yeah, okay, so we're not missing out on everything, thankfully. Unless this is the wrong... No, this is where we got the jack from. This isn't where the jack goes, though. Shit, okay. You know what, it's fine. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not losing sleep. I'm a little bit upset at myself, but it's fine, we'll live. And then up the road here, I believe, is gonna be the Historical Society. Oh no, it's okay, it's back the other way. Now, I don't think we encounter Eddie again for a little while still. Because next time, if I remember correctly, you meet him is within the Historical Society, but I could be wrong about that. And there's a reason that James doesn't encounter Eddie again until the Historical Society, and that's because of Eddie's derangement. It's him beset by his own interpersonal demons, and him falling closer and closer to apathy and hostility. And James levels with him in a level of cognizance and familiarity, but James hasn't discovered that kind of violent nature about himself yet, which is why we only encounter him here. Alright, so now we are officially within the Historical Society. So this marks the third major area of Silent Hill 2 out of 4, so we are more than halfway through the game at this point. Now, that being said, I do not know how long the prison is. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. Little Baroness, the maiden voyage of 1916. But there is the labyrinth to go through, and there is the Historical Society itself, and there is the Toluca prison, so... The Lady of the Light, the unveiling of one of 2 statues commemorating the local folktale. Misty Day, Remains of the Judgment. So, all these overlapping and all-encompassing, they kind of make up one explorable area. Wilt's coal mine, established around 1850, it remained operational until the early 1900s. The mine played a key role in the revitalization of Silent Hill. Brookhaven Hospital, 1880. The hospital was built in response to a great plague that followed a wave of immigration to the area. Originally, it was little more than a shack, but has since expanded into a fully fledged medical establishment. Name scratched over, illegible. Former director of Brookhaven Hospital. And as you can see, the Historical Society has a lot of mold damage on the exterior. So again, let me push this notion that Silent Hill 2 has a very overarching theme of mental degradation or physical degradation, and that's what the water thematic is supposed to represent, is decay and wear over time, and that's very prevalent, so there's a very heavy nuance to it. Among the local legends is that of the Lady of the Light. The story tells of a woman who was accused and found guilty of witchcraft. As punishment, she was taken to a small island out on the lake, a minuscule stretch of rocky soil, devoid of any food or shelter. There she was to suffer a slow, excruciating death, as her body succumbed to cold and hunger. However, unbeknownst to the rest of the townsfolk, there was a young man amongst them, who, having gazed into the woman's eyes, as bright and beautiful as a midsummer's moon, had vowed undying love for her. When she was convicted, wrongly, as he believed, he swore that he would not let her suffer such cruel fate. While waiting for an opportunity to abscond with his beloved, every night he would sneak out and row across the lake, bringing her food and something to keep her warm. And every night the woman would stand there, on the shore, holding a lit candle to help him find his way. But then, one night, when the sky was exceptionally clear, devoid of even a wisp of cloud, the young man set out on his nightly escapade. As always, he would look out into the distance, looking for the light in the darkness that would lead him to his beloved. On that night, however, the moon shone so bright and so vibrant, stronger than any candle could. Seeing the light's reflection in the water, the young man was led astray. He rowed and rowed and rowed, following the reflected light, hoping against hope he could reach it. He did not care for his aching arms or the shortness of his breath, utterly mesmerized by the illusory light. When his boat tipped over, the man was so exhausted from rowing, so weakened were his arms, that he was not able to swim to shore. Thus he succumbed to a watery grave. Although left alone, the woman on the island never lost hope. She kept coming out at night, and kept lighting the candle. The legend says that those looking for true love can still see the lady's light out on the lake, shining to bring her beloved home. While the story is clearly meant as a metaphor and a cautionary tale, it is, to a certain extent, rooted in reality, as the area has indeed seen its share of religious persecution, such as that of And I believe that we get the other half of that story actually a little bit later. Waterfront landscape, Alan Smith, date of birth and death unknown, a depiction of the local area. The style indicates it was done sometime around the 1820s, when the region was far less populated with sparse infrastructure. So there's something else about that story that we just read that I kind of wanted to touch on. This kind of ushers in an era of supernatural persecutive notion, as in there was some sort of omnipotent force or whatever that kind of made the man die. And I think that has something to do with the order and their religious prospects and their beliefs and stuff like that. But I think it's a little bit obscured through text. So I think that might be an allegory that you have to read a little bit into to come to discover or find. But I think it has some sort of semblance as well. Yeah, Silent Hill being fucking trippy as usual. And once again, this is very, very allegorical. There's a reason why this staircase is so long, and it takes so much effort to reach the bottom of it. And we'll go into that in a minute, when we get to the labyrinth. See, that's kind of what I love about Silent Hill 2, is the analytical allegory, like, the analysis of it and being able to read into the infrastructure and, like, the way that it's carefully laying about and pieced together is such a cool process. And nothing is immediately apparent. It's stuff that you have to figure out, and it's stuff that you have to read into, and it's so subliminal and so subverse. September 11th, 1820, prisoner number C221. So I don't know if that's in reference to a jail cell, because we're going to be coming into the Toluca prison. Now you may be wondering how the fuck the prison interconnects into the Historical Society. Fuck if I know. I'm sure there's reason for it though. And I think the Historical Society was built on top of it, so it might be a simpler thing than what I'm trying to remember. But, I think architecturally, this prison used to be something else, or the Historical Society used to be an extension of a sort. And that's why they're kind of intermixed together as one, explorable area. Crimson and White Banquet for the Gods. Death by skewering, an execution at the prison, death by skewering or strangling, to choose his death in the prisoner's last taste of freedom. Toluca Prison Camp, built in 1862. The camp was used to house prisoners during the American Civil War, converted into Toluca Prison in 1866. There you have it. So, this is kind of where we start getting into the persecutive methods of the Order and how they dealt with non-believers and people that trespassed against them and people that did not share their faith and stuff like that. And there was a lot of unjust murders in the past history of Silent Hill, with that woman that we learned about earlier in Rosewater Park being one of them. And the Order was very absolute, and they were very reverent to the very outer beings of Silent Hill, or the omnipotent gods that they choose to worship. So the Order is kind of like a secret sect within Silent Hill, and a lot of the founding members of Silent Hill are with the Order. And there is a lot of notoriety there, and it is the base premise for a lot of future Silent Hill games going forward, most notably Homecoming, which I've already done a playthrough of, so you can kind of connect the dots yourself there. Basically, all the denizens of Silent Hill are fearful of retaliatory action from these outer gods. And the premise of Homecoming is that they have an agreement with the outer gods that they will make a chosen child a sacrifice in order for prosperity and for good fortune to befall the town of Silent Hill. And when Alex accidentally kills Joshua, it breaks that cycle, and it kind of breaks the terms and conditions of that deal. So that's why everything kind of goes mega shit tits up really fast. Spiral writing key. Okay, now this is very, very, very stupid if I remember correctly. The spiral writing key locks you into a room full of roaches that appear, and you have to basically trial and error a keypad. And I am not gonna lie to you, I actually wrote a text note for it so I can just get through it really fast, because it's a combination of 3 different numbers, and there's like 8 different combinations. So we're just gonna try it and try it and try it until we do it. 329? There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was really dumb. It's like a pitch black dark room. I can't see that there's enemies there. And I didn't happen to shine the light over any of them, so it's not like I knew they were there. So, currently we are hopping down, I believe, into the labyrinth comes the next part. Either that or it's Toluca Prison. I think it's Toluca Prison, and then we delve into the labyrinth. So, basically what this represents, metaphorically, is James delving deeper and deeper into his psyche. So it's him passing through different sub-levels of his neurological state to be able to come out with a truth, or to reveal something to himself. It is a method of gaining clarity, and it is a very deep personal struggle.
Ain't no big deal. Just put the gun to their head and...
Eddie?
I want to know where the fuck Eddie got a revolver from.
Hi, James.
What happened here? Who was that?
I don't know. It just came at me.
Okay. So he attacked you, and you shot him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He made me do it.
Okay, calm down, Eddie. Any idea why he would do that?
I don't know. He came out of nowhere. Tried sneaking up on me in the dark. I heard footsteps, so I turned back and he was right there.
And you could tell that he wanted to hurt you.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way he looked at me, I just had to do it.
He looked at you? I thought you said he came at you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I could see it in his eyes.
His eyes?
He kept looking at me, making fun of me. I told him not to, but he didn't listen.
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
You should see your face, James. I was just joking. The guy was dead when I got here. I got you, didn't I? Well, anyway, I better get going.
Wait. You're gonna go out there alone?
Yeah.